What is up, guys? You got Not the Worst here, bringing you a little Black Desert Online news update. Just some a few minor, I guess we'll call buffs or some changes to each of the classes and a few skills. More specifically, because I get asked the question a lot since I am a DK main, is what I think about the stamina changes, the stamina nerfs that happened a little while ago with our Spirit Hunt, Twilight Dash, and what is it, Smoky Haze, or our Side Dash. I might have gotten the name wrong off the top of my head, but I think that's it. Consuming stamina now as opposed to MP. So first, let me read through what changes are happening for each of the classes that are going on. It's nothing like super crazy major, but some things sound pretty cool. And then I want to talk about Dark Knight specifically after that. So we got Warrior can now use forward slash and shield charge while using the basic attack slash. Connecting to other skills after the last attack of slash will be faster. Sork can now use Nightcrow while airborne up to 3 times consecutively in side stance. Damage of Ultimate Dark Flame will now be the same as the damage of Dark Flame. Fix the issue where the damage of Dark Flame at all levels was reduced when the skill is on cooldown. Berserker, left-clicking during Feral Rage will activate the last hit of Feral Rage. The speed of the animation when the Berserker starts sprinting in main weapon stance will be faster. Berserker can now connect to ground lifting by pressing spacebar after the additional hit of Predatory Hunt, Headbutt, or Frenzied Destroyer. Pressing WF and right mouse button while using for a giant leap will activate flow jump sequence before other skills. Pressing AD, LMB, and RMB after ultimate fierce attack will activate sideways attack or shake off before other skills. Pressing AD plus LMB plus RM right B after shake off will activate the last hit of Raging Thunder before other skills. I've literally never played Berserker, so that was Chinese to me. The Meiwa can now use Pedal Drill by pressing shift left mouse button. Kuno's got Final Slash be activated faster. Shadow Stomp will have forward guard during the animation before the skill deals damage. Shadow Stomp will immediately deal damage when the Kuno is hit during the animation before the skill starts dealing damage or during the forward guard. And Shackles will be activated faster. Ninja, we have exactly the same thing, except for the Flash Slash being activated faster. DK, we got Stamina will be recovered while using Shattering Darkness, Trap of Vidir, and Flow of Bombardment, and of course we get a typo fix, so awesome there. Following skill's been added for Lawn to the skill Blood Moon Twist, all DP plus 10 for seconds. All DP plus 10 for seconds upon using the skill. I'm not sure if it means 10 seconds or if the DP amount's 10, but I'm sure we'll get some clarification on that if it does go to the live servers. Right-clicking while holding W and Shift using Bloody Strider or Sprinting will activate Flailing Blades before other skills. And then some content for those of you who've been venturing in the Black Desert world for a long time. House Fame money will increase and marketplace fees will be reduced. We actually got that on the live servers already. Beginner's Horse has been buffed, speed and acceleration increased by 20%, and turn and brake increased by 10%. So let me go and talk about that. First of all, this is global lab changes, okay? So these are not necessarily things that are for sure coming to the game, but they pretty much always do, and sometimes there's some minor fine-tuning. So my thoughts on DK in general, and I'm sure other DKs will chime in the comments about it, too. The stamina nerfs were actually pretty bad. It was completely crippling in PvP, which was my take on it. And even in PvE, it's just slowed things down because you literally run out of stamina quickly. I recently did the 20-hour grind at Crescent's video, and I can tell you for sure, especially since everything just dies by looking at it at Crescent's, the mobs are so weak there that you just want to get through, dash everything fast, and burn through as many mobs as possible, to get better trash loot per hour kind of thing. It was definitely difficult doing that, moving around to different packs and stuff. You do run out of stamina. You have to pay attention to it and care about it when you kind of didn't before. But their initial take on using stamina for that, I believe, was to try and fix what a lot of newer players were experiencing, and that was mana issues. You could definitely deal with DK sustain with a little bit of practice and stuff, making sure you're managing your side dashes and things to refill your mana previously. But you had to be aware of it. So new players coming in, especially unawakened and leveling, DK, I could see it being pretty unappealing because you're sitting there chugging mana potions just to get by, and it could be a little bit of a turnoff for the class in general. The problem is they went too far with it, and the stamina changes that they made just completely crippled the mobility of the class. Completely still playable, takes a little more work, had to adapt and change with what you're doing. So it's clear they wanted to keep the mana sustain at bay and not make that another issue again and kind of keep it away, because I'm sure as you DKs have noticed, you literally never even look at your mana bar anymore, which was definitely not the case before. You did kind of have to pay attention to when you were using certain skills to regain MP. So depending on how much stamina is recovered during these, this could potentially really fix that for grinding. It's going to be a little bit different to see how that impacts in PvP, because Trap of Vidir is pretty situational. Shattering Darkness is of course part of the Awakening combo, so it does get used. But it seems to me on paper that a pretty competent opponent could potentially try and drain you out of stamina. You'd have to try and play around that. Then again, I'm not an expert PvPer, so you know, my thoughts on that might be inaccurate. As far as PvE wise, I think this definitely helps out a huge bit. The grinding now, it's not completely unbearable, but it's kind of like I am running out of stamina. It happens. It's annoying. I don't want it to happen ever, and it does. So this will definitely help. I'd like to see how much stamina it is and how it gets implemented. Obviously, Shattering Darkness is one of the most common skills to use, although again, at spots like Crescents, or if you're at like Nagas or Fogans where everything just dies so easily, I typically don't use Shattering Darkness a whole bunch because you want the fast mobility skills and you're kind of planted for a couple seconds when you're using it. I mean, obviously I do use it, but not a whole bunch. Obviously this would just change the playstyle, but I like to be a little more mobile when it's, you know, quick dying large amounts of mobs in an area. Places like Kadri or something where they're a little tankier, of course Shattering Darkness is arguably the most used skill there. So we'll kind of see how this plays out. I'm at least glad to see that they're addressing it, and it was pretty quickly from the time they changed the stamina in the first place to getting some kind of patch update. So yeah, we'll just see when it goes live. I'm glad they didn't sit on it because it definitely was annoying. So either that was planned in the long run, or they didn't really think about the stamina impact trying to fix mana sustain issues in general, and they're addressing it now after seeing it, or maybe they're actually listening to fans. I know that's like the funniest joke I've ever made on this channel. And listening to their fans. Anyways, that's it. Just wanted to kind of get my thoughts on there, since a lot of people were asking in the comments what I thought about the DK changes. So those are what my thoughts before changes are. Hopefully we get these on the live servers. I'm sure we will. And if you're excited about some of these other things, you know, tell me if some of these things are like super awesome. The Sork thing sounds great, but I'm not a master Sorksman. So I don't really know, is it that like awesome for you guys that you can do airborne 3 times consecutively? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If it's your first time jumping into this channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you get updates to know when we put videos out. Do about 4 videos per week, every single week, and then we do live streams, usually enhancing, every Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, and Sundays around 1 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to check that out, the link to my Twitch page is in the description below, so jump on over there and get a follow so you get notifications when we go live with those. Be sure to like this video if you did enjoy it. That is going to be it for this one. Everybody, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.